As Trump and Putin dominate headlines with talk of a sweeping peace plan, Hamas is quietly testing Europe's soft spots, probing for vulnerabilities far from the main battlefield and away from the media glare. In a stunning revelation, Israel's spy agency has exposed Hamas covert operations in Europe, unveiling a hidden network that security officials say has been quietly expanding across the continent. Mossad claimed that Hamas has been building covert attack cells across Europe since October 7, 2023, treating the war's outbreak as a springboard to take its campaign onto European soil. Europol and intelligence agencies reportedly found weapons, suspects, and active attack plots, according to Mossad, suggesting that these cells were not theoretical structures, but operational units preparing for real strikes. Joint operations in Germany and Austria seized arms stashes set aside for on-command use, according to reports, meaning these weapons were pre-positioned and ready to be activated at a moment's notice. Fox News said Israel calls this sprawling network the Hamas Octopus, operating across EU states, a menacing metaphor for tentacle-like cells reaching into multiple countries at once. Cells allegedly had hideouts, logistics, and channels ready to activate attacks on short notice, giving handlers the ability to switch from dormant to operational mode very quickly. A senior Israeli official claims active cells across Europe are already moving toward targets, warning that these operatives are not just waiting, but actively preparing the next stage. A key breakthrough came in Vienna, where Austria's DSN security service found guns and explosives, uncovering a cache that investigators linked to a wider web of preparations. The cache was tied to Mohammed, also known as Mahmoud Naim, the son of Hamas political leader Bassem Naim, directly connecting frontline operatives to top-tier leadership families. Mossad said Naim met his father in Qatar around the same time, hinting at top-level approval and coordination for activities that were playing out on European streets. Israeli officials argue it is no coincidence that a key suspect is the son of a senior Hamas figure, framing the link as evidence of deliberate leadership involvement rather than rogue freelancing. The timing, Israeli officials said, suggests Hamas leadership abroad greenlit operations in Europe, tying the Vienna find to a broader strategy to open new fronts beyond the Middle East. Hamas leaders in Qatar publicly deny any involvement, but Israel says these denials may simply mask the fact that senior commanders have lost tight control over their far-flung networks. Turkey also emerged as a strategic base where operatives moved before reaching Europe, serving as a transit hub and staging point along key travel routes. Israeli officials claim that Turkey hosting Hamas is directly fueling terror activity in Europe, arguing that safe haven on Turkish territory is enabling planning, travel, and financing. German officials said Burin al-Khatib operated in Turkey before entering Europe, using time there to organize, coordinate, and prepare for activities further west. Israel said operational guidance is clearly flowing from Turkish territory today, painting a picture of instructions, money, and orders moving out from nodes inside Turkey. Agencies are now tracking movements of Hamas-aligned individuals across Turkish routes, watching travel patterns more closely as they piece together cross-border networks. European agencies are now targeting not just cells, but wider Hamas-linked support networks, from logistics chains to influence operations and financial pipelines. Germany has moved against charities and religious groups accused of fundraising or incitement, shutting down organizations suspected of channeling money or messaging to Hamas. Israel said Hamas accelerated its recruitment and funding channels after October 7th, using the war as a rallying cry to draw in new supporters and donors overseas. Mossad said it is neutralizing plots as cells try to test European response speed, turning the continent into a cat-and-mouse arena of preempted attacks and rolling arrests. Intelligence officials warned that war in Ukraine has made Europe more vulnerable than ever, stretching security resources and creating blind spots that extremist groups can exploit. Hamas is allegedly copying Iran-style tactics of pre-positioning weapons and sleeper cells abroad, mirroring methods long used by Tehran's proxies to project power far from home. As Trump haggles over Ukraine peace deal on the global stage, Europe is facing a second front, grappling with an expanding terror threat that is quietly pushing deeper into its own backyard.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.